During 1970, the administration began soliciting ideas from individuals and clubs to guide the architect in its planning. The brush of the artist created a realistic view of the center that would provide for arts and crafts, swimming, and a card game called bridge. But somebody had to build it, somebody with overall authority to obtain and ride herd on subcontractors. Came the day when the stakes were set and the digger went to work. Deep footings would provide for earthquake resistance. Into these ditches went water lines and sewer pipe. The first slab was poured in 1973, where the workmen could look up and see the mobile offices of Contempo showing up beyond the wall. Ready-mix trucks began rolling in to disgorge their pre-digested muck. Beyond the busy cement finisher, one could see the long line of recreational vehicles parked under the brow of Clubhouse 2's hill. In the hierarchy of the crews, oversight responsibility belonged to Frenchy Balance, Superintendent of Construction. This is Bob Lynn, Balance's assistant. The foreman could look at a wall or a door frame and tell if it was plumb. The inspector, Bob Anderson, had the expertise and authority to approve each step. In Old England, they say that when a little bell rings, everything stops for tea. We call it a coffee break, or the pause that refreshes. If the men tarried too long at the bottle, it had to wait while the work got going again. No sizable project can proceed without several sidewalk superintendents. In came truckloads of preformed trusses, ready for the stresses. The smiling forklift operator, at ease with his high-powered toy, moved in. He would latch onto a truss and approach the building, where he employed his mechanical muscle to hoist the triangle into place. Then, when all trusses were anchored, the tireless forklift hoisted plywood sheeting. Heavy anchor bolts on the base plates assured stability. Before the walls were finished, water pipes and conduits for electricity were neatly notched into place. The inside wall of the card room, on the pool side, would be windowless. Precautions were taken that no moisture would ever penetrate. Long, hefty beams would provide a lateral stability to the building. Heavy beams supported the ceiling of the card room to carry traffic on the sun deck above, where swimmers would bask in the sun. Heavy vinyl sheets protected floors. The interior of the bridge room starts taking shape. Cement floors contain woven wire for stability. Wire also went into the deck over the bridge room. Hot tar waterproof floors from underground moisture. Tar paper sealed the floors. After the floor was tarred, shelters were added to provide the sun worshippers with shade and temper the cool breezes from the sea. To help complete the job on schedule, the foreman employed some child labor. Photographer Clayton Johnson captured the reflections of some wooden mountains in a lake of cement. An agile cement finisher pursued his chore on skateboards. Men with steady balance worked in high places. From a lofty perch, a workman looks at the golf course and wishes he was there. The excavation for the pool was underway before the last section of the quadrangle was built. Heavy mesh wire was laid, ready for the cement. Truckers brought in tons of sand and cement. Ingredients were fed into the mixer in proper proportions. Then the concoction was churned into a fluid state and forced through heavy hose onto the floor and walls, a process known as gunniting. The contractors looked at their work and were pleased. After allowing time for the base coat to cure, in came the plasterers. After each roof section acquired its plywood covering, flint coat provided a barrier to water and fire. Waiting roofers spread out the tile. The vista changed as the roofs received their rosy crowns. Roofing was completed ahead of the winter rains. Walls of 2x4 studs were covered with plasterboard and wire, ready for the stucco coat. Plasterers trowel on the top color coat. As the building neared completion, curbs were built for the parking areas. The landscaping contractor dropped trees into place. A tall flagpole would require a strong setting in cement and galvanized pipe. Parking areas were covered with a deep layer of decomposed granite. Paving machines spread and smooth hot asphalt. A tandem drum roller compacts the asphalt. A striping machine speedily marks off the parking stalls. Raising the flag signaled that the building was ready for use. The pool was ready for the swimmers and splashers. In the bridge room, 60 tables stand ready for 240 players. A multitude of artists and would-be artists began to make use of the facility. Wielders of brush and palette enjoy working under the soft north lighting. Undiscovered skills blossom, and their productions adorn the walls of other clubhouses. Sewing rooms are often filled. The facility is equipped with modern machines, beautiful tables, and fitting rooms. The spacious woodshop eventually attracted both male and female workers, and classes boosted their skills. Experienced volunteer supervisors are on duty daily to offer advice and training on projects and equipment. The ample quarters for ceramics would see a steady stream of students pursuing this ancient craft. Originality would be encouraged in designing items both useful and ornamental. Pottery and slip casting flourish. When you approach Clubhouse 4 along that winding road, remember the people who made it possible, and remember Dr. Clayton Johnson, who documented its growth.